You know, lots of times when women get divorced or go through some big crisis, they get a new look and they get new clothes and they lose weight and they look beautiful. Well, I'm just too old to do any of that. So what I decided to do as my retirement gift to you all and to our shareholders and to each other was to share sort of in the legacy that I helped create. I don't mean that I developed it, that I made it, but I was part of it, which ran.
And Colleen, I'll tell you, you couldn't tell where the project began and where just Southwest every day.
I said, I have a list of people whose names I'm going to give you. And some of them are employees and some of them are customers. And I want them, you know how we're into storytelling. So I want them to tell their love stories. And they both looked at me, they're being very nice. They were very respectful. Okay, all right. I said, but no, I mean it. I want them to tell their story. They can tell any story they want.
As Colleen said, we invited this very special group of people, and much like our flights, a slight overbooking was needed because there's usually people that can't make it. Nobody said no. So then we're faced with the situation of, they're all going to show up. What do? We use them all.
Life is all about relationships. And I think that Southwest has done a better job of creating relationships than any other company I have any exposure to.
And you're right, it was this mystery, but I trusted Colleen and Amy,
and we talk about family, we talk about our values, we talk about the love that we have for one another. It's very real. But we also talk about developing those relationships with our customers, with our friends, and we don't do those things for the publicity. We don't do those things for the coverage. We do them because we basically are pretty damn nice people. And we like to do the right thing.
And so it was just this open invitation of tell some of your favorite stories about Southwest. And it's like, oh my gosh, what an invitation.
And if something good comes out of that for us in terms of business, that's great. And of course, you can't have a business if you're not profitable. It won't last forever. But what we have is much stronger and much more meaningful than what most people have.
The other thing that was so meaningful to me is you have all these amazing people coming together to tell their stories. And they show up, and it's a Southwest event to them. So they're like, okay, they do the little filming, and then they go, what now? And we go, well, there's a shuttle service, we're going to take you over to the hotel. Well, what's tonight? What's going on socially? So we're like, okay, we didn't plan that part.
Well, okay, but are you going to script? You got to write down what you want them to say. I said, oh no. And I don't want anybody to say anything if they don't want to. So I'm not going to have any contact with these people at all. You're going to call them on the phone. You're going to tell them all I want them to do is spend 3 days of their personal time, go to Austin, and they won't know each other, by the way, Derek. And he said, oh, they won't know each other? Well, how are they going to bond? I said, oh, it's Southwest Airlines, that is no problem. And it won't be with our customers either. I had such faith that this would come out.
No, it was an honor to work on this. It was great. And this is quite a swing because when I started this, I thought for sure I was going to get fired at the end of this process.
So I arrived in Austin, and it was like the red carpet from the moment I arrived, and it was like Hollywood because you're supposed to bring these clothes so they can help you wear the right thing. So that was kind of fun, and Carol was helping me figure out what the heck that would mean. Everything is Southwest. It's got to be something kind of jazzy.
And as a kid, about the pampering thing, I saw Carol Herzog, who wasn't able to make it here today. I saw her at the Boeing party on Friday, and I said, man, I know why these folks in Hollywood, why this kind of treatment goes to their head. Because I walked in, and as Ann said, you know, it was all about bringing clothes that you were going to wear, and to get approval from the wardrobe people. And I walked in, and I had on a sweater and a pair of khakis, and somebody walked over and they introduced me, and they said, "This is Mary." And one of the production people looked at me and she said, "Okay, great, good, I love this. This is good, I like this." And I said, "Well, I have my uniform in my bag." She said, "Oh, gosh, because that really would have worked for us." I thought, "Well, thank you." A pair of khakis and a sweater, but I thought I looked pretty good when I got up this morning. So then you go in and you get your clothes all taken care of, and the wardrobe people press your clothes for you, and then they say, "We need to have you change." And I say, "Okay," and I reach for a hanger, and they say, no, let me get that for you.
And GSDM, if you don't know, is just the most cool group in Idea City. I had my camera, so I got to take all the pictures of Idea City, and it was all happening at the airport. But the neat thing was how we were treated from beginning to end.
We thought maybe they'd be tired, maybe whatever. The funnest part of it was they didn't know each other. They get to the hotel, they all met each other at the bar, found each other, only because that's where the fun people were hanging out. So the next day, we're getting their nighttime stories.
But I did hit one bump. And, you know, you sign in paperwork to do this because legally you have to give a legal release. And there was a place where you have to sign something so you can be paid. And I said, "Oh, I can't accept money. This is for Southwest Airlines." "No, you got to do this." And I said, "But I can't. You don't understand. This is for Colleen. She's my friend, and I'm so honored, and I'm so thrilled, and I just can't take money." "Well, but you'll gum up the works. We got to pay you." "Well, I can't do that. You don't understand." And so we struck a deal. And I said, "What about we give it to a nonprofit?"
I don't know if I ever told Ann, but I was called by two of the participants from the bar. And I think it was more toward the end of the night at the bar than the beginning of the night at the bar.
So, Miss Colleen, a very small 3-year-old has a tuition in your name. Thanks to this opportunity.
And I don't care what comes out, because when we get it all, and here I'll go to some of the folks that participated so they can kind of tell you about it, but when we get it all, you will know what you got. And then we're going to do 150 things with it. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to do with it afterwards.
This is going to be the part where I'm just going to choke up just a little bit. This woman had this vision, and we got the privilege to execute against it. And when you see the video, it will blow you away.